I wrote this poem in response to the recent bombing of an Iranian school as I thought about the young girls whose lives were abruptly cut short. Their dreams, wishes for the future, who they could have become, were all quickly extinguished in an instant, like the candles snuffed out on a birthday cake. The death of one child is senseless. The death of over 100, incomprehensible. Who could ever justify such actions? This poem is titled Patchwork World by Bree Mangus. The night was heavy, as if the sky itself was preparing for conflict, trying its best to shield and protect as its people and children soundly slept. Later that morning, an airstrike hit. Throughout the city, the blast was heard, causing outward and inner turmoil that could not be ignored. Stripping young girls from their unfinished dreams, deleting their very existence, leaving behind horrific scenes. Operation Epic Fury, causing chaos, trepidation, worry. Left in its wake, a school annihilated. Over 100 backpacks eerily hanging on chairs. Alone, hauntingly left without a home. The death of education, the suffocation of creativity and imagination. Young girls, the fabric of their parents' lives, torn from the seams. Rubble remains, a symbol of children's broken dreams. Grief now sewn into their families' patchwork hearts like a jagged stitch. But for one man, it generates authoritative confidence as he finds his niche. Power surges on inside him, continuing to thrive. His unfulfilled nuclear dream, now more alive. Hours later, Americans awoke. Confusion ensued. Cities did gasp and choke, as if it was their homeland in a rubble of smoke. The death of one child, senseless. The death of over 100, heartless. Actions that leave behind a deep scar, an unwashable stain upon our nation. Citizens were informed of the violent impact. Some asked, is this just another move meant to distract? Will World War III begin? Does the existential threat actually come from within? Our patchwork world is stitched with grief. Citizens left in disbelief. The death of one child affects a family, a town, a whole community. The death of over 100 reverberates across the globe, causing disunity. How would you feel if your young child was one of the casualties of war? What if your child's school, where imaginations thrived and young girls' laughter danced, was simply no more? Would you find it justifiable? Would you find the country that dropped the bomb liable? What if your child's lifeless body was under a heaping mound of rubble, surrounded by deafening silence? Would you be okay with this earth-shattering violence? I ask you again, if it was your child, would it be justifiable then? With overswelling confidence, our leader beams as his vision of dominance plays out, forcing artificial breath into the iron lung of his nuclear dreams. In urgent protest, Lady Liberty shudders and screams. The day is heavy around her, as if the sky itself is menacing with conflict, trying her best to shield and protect, fully knowing many of our allies have lost our respect. Worrying about his nuclear dreams, many people are enveloped in fear. Is the end of humanity near? Will spring arrive and continue on, while all of mankind has perished and gone?